Hello my friends, Ghost Gen 3 here. Today I thought I'd show you guys, this is the M&P 22, the Smith & Wesson M&P 22, and this is latest new toy. Yes, I call it a toy, but we all know it's a gun. Anyways, what this video is about, I have another video where you see me shooting this, and it's a quick one, but I'm going to make another one. And I love this thing so much, and had to pick one up. This is a 10 rounder, and this is the factory one that comes with it. Unfortunately, when you buy this gun, you only get one magazine, which is, God, that's depressing. That's pretty sad. Got some more on the way, thank God. But anyways, what I want to talk to you about is how to convert this 10 rounder into a 12 rounder. Now, by the way, there is a kit I've seen that you can pay $13, $14, and it replaces the follower and everything else, and you can actually make this 10 or 12 rounder into a 15 round. So 15 here, one in the gun. So that's pretty cool, but that's a lot of money just for that. But you know, to each his own. I'll probably do it just on at least one or two, but we'll see. Anyways, for you guys, know your state laws. These are 10 rounders, obviously, so there's plenty of states that you can only have 10 rounders. So what I decided to do is do a 12 rounder because I know how to do this, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, I've already taken this apart, but the reason is I wanted to show you guys something and how I did this. And I'm going to go step to step, put it back together, and then take it apart. But I wanted to show you guys something here. Now, I'm going to use this as my little pointer. Right here, this is where your floor plate's going to go, right here, like this. Now, I thought, well, let me take this apart. And, you know, look at the magazine, take it out. I like to do that. I like to take things apart and put them together. Well, apparently I couldn't. So I did some research. Now, I believe, and I could be wrong, so some of you guys can tell me, from what I've heard, before 2014, if you bought a Smith & Wesson M&P like this, and you bought the 10 or 12 rounder, you could take it apart, pull the follower out, super easy, and you're good to go. Well, apparently, and probably because of different state laws and all this bureaucratic bullshit, they epoxy this, and I read about it. And I don't like to, when I do my videos and everything else, one thing about me, I use my experience. Everything you see I've used, I've trained on, I've been on assignments, missions, whatever it is, I've done it on that. So I'm not going to sit here and lie and make up stories to you guys. If I haven't done it and I don't know it, I'll tell you. So unlike, you know, some people out there, I'm not here to make up things. I don't like that. You know, I learned from some of you guys out there as well, and so I pretty much tell the truth, or I do it, or if I can do it, I'll tell you I can't. Anyways, let me point this out. Okay, so this is where the follower goes. And normally it would look like this. And it'd be inside. And I'm not putting it in there yet. I'm going to show you why. So I read up about it and I found out that Smith & Wesson was using epoxy to put this together. So you can't take it apart. Now, I'm sure different laws, and we're not going to go into that. That's just another world and another video. But, you know, I'm going to show you how to convert this to 10 to 12. You have to follow your laws in your state and all that good stuff. You know, you guys are big kids, you guys know. Anyways, here's what the epoxy is. So I left it on. I'm going to take it off just to show you, and I'm going to show you how to got it off and how I'm going to put it back, and then it'll be fine. You can see right here, see that? That's epoxy. I don't know what type, but some kind of glue. So when I was trying to take this out, and when it was together like this, I'm trying to take it out. There's no way. And let's take this off so I can demonstrate to you. And that way I can put the magazine together. Now let me show you something else. Here's a spring. Now this is the limiter. See this little thing? This is called the limiter. This is what Smith & Wesson puts in the 10 round magazines. Now I'm not going to put any fault on them. They're doing it because of states, and then, you know, you can buy your 12 rounders depending on where you live. Now here's your spring, your magazine spring, and this is where this goes. And like I said, I'll be putting this together and show you everything. Now here is another interesting part. And this is going to be important, so keep an eye on this. Now look at this. Now that's all epoxy here. And what this limiter does is this limiter actually goes in here, and then your butt plate, this is, see that little hole? This is what goes right here in it. See that? So you guys could see this right here. So when you're, there you go, see that? So when you're going to try to push out your magazine, you push here. I could push down, but I couldn't slide the butt plate out. And it was because all this was epoxy, by the way. So I already scratched out some of the leftover epoxy here, but this is how it was. So when I got this out, what you're going to do, this is going to be stuck. Once you finally get the butt plate on, preferably, hopefully you don't break it, this is stuck in there. And I mean, it was deeper than this, so it was actually kind of flush. So what I did was put this in a vise, If you don't have a vise, you can get some pliers. I'm using some small ones here, and then your buddy can get some and put them, say, right here this way, not this way, because you don't want to break this plastic part, but put it like this way, parallel to it, and then slowly turn. One of you turn one direction, you the other. There's no threads in here. It's just it's epoxied because the limiter's on there. I don't want you to take it off. Anyways, that's what I did. So right here I used my vise. I tightened this up right here, and then I used a plier to turn this slowly back and, you know, side to side, and then eventually it went up, and then eventually it popped out. It was kind of a bitch, I will tell you that. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. Just be careful, you don't want to break this plastic part, and I don't even know if they sell it, and then check on Smith & Wesson's website. They probably do, but you know, why break it when you don't have to? This part you can put away. If you're ever going to go into your 10 round states, you can put it in, or however you want, but like I said, this is your limiter. That's what it looks like. This is why you can't put 2 more rounds. Look at the size of this thing. It's probably about an inch. I would say maybe about an inch, a little under, and more or less. So, okay, so let's go to the magazine. Here's the glue, as you can tell right here. Look at this, right there. So when I had the butt plate, and I'm trying to, let's pretend that's on right there. I'm trying to get this pushed out, slide it out right here. Well, it's glued. So let's start getting this off, because you're gonna have to do that anyway. So I thought I'd leave it on to show you guys. Sometimes that may just come off. See, it just came off completely. You'll have it even right here, and these are your little slides right here that are going to use this part on your magazine plate to slide in. So when you're finally getting to that section, this part of it, make sure you use a knife safely, or X-Acto knife or something, and then get in there and scrape out any of the leftover epoxy glue. Okay, so this way, look, it'll go right back in. A lot easier. See how it's sliding in there? Still a little rough, but in time. It's not like you take your mags out, you know, apart all the time. So this is the way it goes. By the way, this is the follower. As you can tell, look how long that is. And a little hole right here. And this right here is your magazine assist right here. And if you can tell, there's a little kind of groove in there. Let me show you how that works. When you put it back in this hole here, since it's thin here, it's going to line up in there. So when you put it back on, and I'm going to show you how to put it back together. Once it's up like this, it's not going to fall out, because it's between that groove. So let's put this together, and I'm going to take it apart so I can show you. And I'm going to give you detailed instructions on how I made the epoxy glue come off, and then eventually I took this apart. So, okay, we're going to put the follower. It's going to be the same as the head on it here. See the angle right here? So, very simple. You're going to push that in. And by the way, this is the way it's going to look. Let me put this down. Here's your spring. That's going to go right here into the follower. And normally what would happen is you would have the limiter right here. And then, of course, the magazine, I forget what this is called, but this goes into the magazine butt plate here in the bottom to hold it. So what we're going to do, obviously, we're going to put it back together instead of with the limiter on, which goes like this. And then here's your magazine plate, which that's the way it goes. We're going to take this limiter off, like that. Put this in there. See all that space? And then we're going to put this in there when we put the magazine back together. Let's see. Oops, got it the wrong way. Don't worry, it's not that hard. It goes in one or the other way. See, there we go. Okay, so let's put it together. Alright, so we're going to put the follower in. Got the spring right here. And you'll be able to tell because this part is round on the magazine itself here. And then what we're going to do now is put this right here, as you can tell. Now, hold on. Just look at your magazine plate. So it's going to go this way. See that? Okay, so we're going to push this down. And you know what? Hold on. I made a little mistake here. Getting ahead of myself. Sorry, folks. Let me start over. Follower. See that little hole? That's where we're going to put the magazine assist. Okay, so that hole is going to line up to this hole. So you can tell right here. So we're going to put that in there. Just like that. So I apologize about that. I'm trying to get this done before it gets a little dark. Okay, now we put that. See, now the follower is going up. So I apologize. Alright, now we're going to, you know, these crazy springs, get your hand here. Just push it down. There's not a lot of spring tension. You're going to get your magazine plate. And you're going to slide it in. Now, still a little rough, but definitely trust me a lot. See how it's going in? I'm trying to show you guys all these angles. Alright. Ugh. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Alrighty. Putting it in the wrong way. You like that, huh? See how that's round? That's round. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes when I'm trying to demonstrate and do this, I throw myself off. Okay. Alright, so you want the flat part with the flat part. So sorry about that. Okay, and there we go. Sometimes that doesn't snap in. You can use a pin punch or something that'll put you in. So this is what the magazine looks like, just like that. Here's your magazine assist. Now let's put in, before I show you how to do the whole thing, let's put in the rounds. We got one. You could use your finger here to pull down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's normally what it would have been, 10. Look at that. See that space? Look at that. The limiter would have been blocking that. 11. Look at that. And 12. So there you go. This is how you do it. Now let me take these rounds out. I'm going to show you now how to, because I thought I'd show you in reverse how to do this. So now you can shoot 12, and I'll be shooting this magazine to show you guys that it works. And all right, so your 10 round magazine now is the 12. So here's what I did. Because there's going to be epoxy, and I put a little flashlight in here, and you couldn't see the epoxy too much. Just, you know, the limiter you could see, because the limiter normally that's where that would be, right there. So see this glass of water? Get any glass of water. Okay, make sure your water's hot. I mean, we're talking boiling hot, where you put your finger in it. This is just temperature, regular temperature right now. So where you put your finger in it and it actually hurts. So don't burn yourself. I'm just saying, make sure it's super boiling hot. As soon as it's boiling hot, my friends, take this entire mag, and trust me, I already know you guys are crying, oh my God, it's gonna rust. Take the entire mag and leave it like this. Leave it for like this about 15 minimum, 15-20 minutes. After the 10 minutes, go up and check up if it should still be burning hot. If it's not, make sure you, it's not gonna melt the plastic, the butt plate. This is all above, so it's fine. But I want it to be really hot for that, 15 to 20 minutes. Once your 15-20 minutes is up, go ahead and take it out of the water. I'll just shake the water out of there. It's not going to rust it, my friends. The only way this would rust, because I know somebody's going to cry about that and not think, so I'm going to stop you here. The only way this would rust if I left it wet and left it outside or left it somewhere wet. Any metal. You'd be an idiot doing that anyways. So what you're going to do after you get out of the water, you're going to dry it, of course. Now remember, this is like a 10-round magazine. You just took it out of the hot water. What the hot water is doing is it's melting the epoxy. It's actually kind of breaking it up. And obviously the epoxy, the glue there, does not like the hot water. If you feel you still can't get this butt plate, you're pushing here and you can't get the butt plate out, well, trust me, it's a little hard at first, but it should do this. I mean, it should. Mine didn't. Now, what I did was, give it another 10 minutes or let it continue in the water. What you're going to do now is you're going to need a little hammer, a thick pin punch. And what I did was, you don't want to smash anything here, so put something, like say, just get something, a little piece of block of wood or whatever it is. And what you're going to do is put some material right here on the plastic part, because what I did, I started tapping it here like this, and that actually worked. And then a good tap kind of broke up the glue, and then I saw it move about just like what you're seeing here. See that? So what you're going to do is tap it. Since you don't want to really mess up the butt plate, hold it with the left hand or right, whichever you are. Hold your pin punch, a wide one, and then keep tapping like this. And tap it if it needs more. I put a little piece of material here. I held it with my finger, and like that. So that way I wasn't marring up or thrashing the butt plate. So this is how you do it. It actually works. Oops, I just shot out the spring. Sorry about that, folks. See that? Here's a spring. Thank God I didn't fly into Mars. So anyways, let me put this here. So this is how you take it apart. and the butt plate comes out. This, don't let it fly like I just did. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see, when you take it apart, you're going to see that, the limiter, just like this. So let's just say this, you just got this off, and the springs there, leave the magazine here, and this is what you're going to see right here. Your plan is to get the limiter off. So if you have a vise, great. If you don't, get somebody to help you, or if you can do it yourself, get some pliers, bigger than this of course. Hold that really tight, or put a material around there so you don't mar it in case you want to keep it. And then the other one, make sure the second one will be like this, and then just keep turning it like from here. And you know, I scratched it up a little bit, no big, because if you just try to bend this up, you might snap it off. Once it's looser, do this. If you still have problems, you don't want to bend it, get this and put this in the hot water for like 10 minutes, and that's going to loosen it up. And once you get it turning like I did, you're going to have it turning like this. That's a good sign. And then, you know, just keep doing it, be patient, and eventually it's going to just pop off. So this is the limiter that prevents you from having 12 rounds. Now you know how to do it. So anyways, my friends, I hope this is a video that helps you guys. For you guys that want to go 10 to 12, that's 2 extra rounds and 1 in the chamber. You got 13 right there. So I hope that helps out. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And I think I explained it pretty simple. This is an awesome gun right here. I mean, bitchin'. Except for what I personally don't like, when it has a disconnect where you put, if you have a round in here, it will not fire. I personally don't like that, which I'll probably be making a video on how to take that off. And we'll see. But this is an excellent, really, really accurate gun. So there you go. How to convert your 10 round magazine for your Smith & Wesson M&P 22 into a 12 round. Take care, my friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. Click the like button. God bless everybody. Take care.